Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Master here, and I'm back for SCl Season 5 Finals Analysis. So here I am making a video, again for SCl Season 5, the Finals. Because I did a whole entire SCl recap on my last video, and I wanted to finish it up because I never got to analyze the finals. So yes, I was against SCl 11 in the finals. It was a best-of-7 battle. It was a really good battle overall. I think there was some moral mistakes that I've made personally, and I think that Lewis can say themselves. Spoiler alert, I messed up my Pokemon and I ended up bringing Mega Latios to the final fight, but we didn't redo it because we found out that, Lewis and I thought that Mega Latios hurt me a little bit more than Mega Latias, because as you will see during the 6 replays that we will present, that I will go through, you could really see that having Mega Latias would help me out in more situations with tanking hits more than spreading out damage. Yes, you could say Latias hits a little bit harder, but overall, with calcs and stuff, I was calcing with Latias, and I felt like me doing the spread damage didn't matter as much as me taking the hits more. But that's all in preference opinion, but yeah, it's my mistake that I made, and we didn't really catch it until game 4, so there was no point of switching it up. So I was at a little bit of disadvantage that I had to switch up. I couldn't use a couple of my other teams that I was playing on running, but yeah. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So SCL Season 5, it's a draft league. If you haven't seen a bunch of videos on my channel, it's made by SCl 11, DJ Black, and KenDog/Merkay. I end up winning the top of the season with 7-1 and 26 differential, and Lewis ends up going 4-4 and 13 and still making it to the finals, which is amazing accomplishment. But yeah, so in this video, I will go through my thoughts processes, what I was thinking through the battle, because I still remember it and I have a little bit on video, but I didn't really want to show it. But yeah, I recorded the whole thing and I went over it a couple times, and I have a good understanding what I was thinking during those times. Most of the times I was just silent because I was really focused. But yeah, I can bring up calcs if I have to. But yeah. I was really nervous for this fight. Yet again, this was my third. I was going for my third title win in SCL, and Lewis was going for his first. But yeah, so right off the bat, I ended up prepping with Merkay / Kenny, and this is what we made. This is what I do when I usually prep for the finals matches or like a big league match. I go through the Pokemon teams. As you can see, SCl 11's team is at the top. He has 3 OUs, 3 UUs, 3 OUs, 3 NUs, and my team's on the bottom over here. And it's lately organized over here on the right, and I spread them out to the right. I did have this all filled in, but I took it all out because it really wasn't really necessary for me. I'm mostly focused on the speed stat, so I can know when to speed creep. Yes, I could over creep like the hits and stuff, but I really wasn't too focused on that. I was mostly about speed creeping. Mostly speed creeping his team. Mostly I was scared of his Heliolisk and Landorus Therian. Only because my team, as you can see, is Thundurus, Infernape, Latias, Vaporeon, Crobat, Cobalion, Blastoise, Electivire, Mesprit, Aggron, Lantern, and Leafeon. As you could see, though, my thought process, Thundurus Therian destroys this team, and Lewis dropped a Pokemon. I think it was I don't even know what Pokemon it was. For Seeking last minute right before the things. So I was thinking his process, Seeking does sort of wall Thundurus Therian, but I can see him coming because his only wall to Thundurus Therian is Landorus, but I can run HP Ice and outspeed him with ease, so he has to run Scarf Lando if he wants to do any damage with Landorus against Thundurus, right? So that was my thought process in that, but I could see him bringing Seeking, which could hinder his usage of bringing Spinner Tentacool, a physical wall like Slowbro or late game super like Dragonite, or Wish Passer like Florges. I could also see him bring the Tyranium, Scrafty, and Golbat a lot. I knew Scrafty did a little bit good, did well against my team, walling out Mega Latias really well. I couldn't see him really bring Golbat. It was easy to set up on. Tyranium put a couple holes in my team because I didn't have a lot of physical walls, but I felt like my team matched up fairly well against his. His team didn't have a lot of synergy, as you could see. Like, they didn't work well together, unlike my team. But yeah. So, moving on to our first battle. I will run through, here, I can't really switch sides because he, made the replay. So as you can see, I bought that Latios right here instead of my Latias, which I bought it for, I think, 4 battles. Well, I bought it to all the battles, but we realized in battle 4. But yeah, so I ended up bringing Leafeon because Leafeon put a big hole and it walled out Seaking really well. I made it so it walled out Landorus's Earthquake, so I didn't have to bring in, 2 of my Levitate users or Thunderous Therian, which he could just get off a U-turn and do super effective damage against Latias and Mesprit, or he can just get a free U-turn or predict me on a knockoff on Thunderous Therian. I was Life Orb Thunderous Therian, and then I switched up its specs. I stayed with this team though. Like I made like a bunch of teams, but I only stayed with one. I ended up switching up Cobalion set to like a Stealth Rock user, to a setup sweeper, to a physical, to a special sweeper, and then I switched up Infernape to a Scarf, Life Orb, and then mixed with Nasty Plot and Vacuum Wave and Grass Knot to deal with that Slowboat, and then to a physical. Latias stayed as most of a special, bulky special attacker wall that can just outspeed Florges. And yes. So Leafeon was a really good bring for me. It put a lot of pressure on him because his physical walls were Landorus that drop Intimidate and Mega Slowbro, but they were both they both did a crap ton of Leaf Blade, and he really didn't have a Leaf Blade check, which was a really good bring with me for Leafeon. I brought that Thunderous again, and then yeah. So let's get random at the battle. I will go to slow. So he lit it off. So my thought process here was the Stealth Rocks Cobalion. As you could see, I thought that if he led anything, I was running a mixed Cobalion with HP Ice. So I really wanted to test out if he was Scarf or not. But he did lead up with Scrafty, and right when he swapped out, I was thinking like, he couldn't have like a very big move against me. So here I want to go get a Volt Switch to get momentum, but then he ended up walling me. I went just right into Leafeon here, and he sets up a Double Dance Lando, which I was like, okay, whatever. I tried to set up a Swords Dance on my own because I knew I could live an Earthquake. He end up showing the Life Form, and I'm getting a Leaf Blade and not enough to KO. Here I did a couple calcs. I end up just letting Leafeon go down because it was a roll to kill with Earthquake because I was running max defense. And then I come here with priority Infernape. I wasn't really gonna risk the not killing because it was a Double Dance Lando. He made a good predict into Florges. I do a double switch into Mesprit, taking a Moonblast and getting my special attack dropped. Here, I was already down a Pokemon, but his Lando was pretty crippled. If I end up getting Rocks up, I could have done a lot. Here, I tried to predict him a switch in because I knew he was going to try to do that, and he goes right into Scrafty right away, and I think I fall for the bait and Psyshock here. No, I Energy Ball. That was a safer play. I go to Cobalion, predicting him to go for a knockoff, but he ends up hitting with a Dragon Tail, revealing the Dragon Tail, because I did sweeping up Sylvia with a Calm Mind Latias that turn, and it could be really threatening. Hit off Nice Beam. I did a calc there, and it was max HP, max special attack Florges, so I ended up hitting up a Psyshock here. And then, as you can see, if I had Latias there, I would have took 50% from it, but instead I took 62% from it, which is a lot of damage. I end up falling. I end up testing this thing out. It ends up being an Assault Vest Scrafty, and he ends up putting Assault Vest Seeking as well, which is very surprisingly. He ends up a Dragon Tail. I go to Mesprit. This was the only thing that could end up killing the Asni or Scrafty. He predicts me on the Dazzling Gleam. I calc that. It ends up being AV because I was like, how does that do so much little damage? I hit off an Energy Ball, just 44%. I get a lucky hit, and he misses a Mega Horn, which was very vital for me. Then I end up killing his Nidobrosian, which was really good. So my whole game strategy when I realized like he bought Seeking was get Seeking off the field. If I got Seeking off the field, I could sweep with Thunderstarian all day, every single day, because I had Focus Blast to kill Asni, and I ended up running Grass Knot, but I only did like 40% to that Seeking, and like an Ice Beam does like 80% to me. So yeah. And I hit up a Dazzling Gleam. He goes for a knockoff, and I end up living because Mesprit's a pretty good tank here. Mesprit I've been coming a lot to like. He ends up here, so I end up hitting up with another Dazzling Gleam. Going down Zip Zap Lizard. Thunderbolt. Oh, I live. Oh, he gets the Para Hacks here, which was super unlucky. And I get another Para Hack here. And I end up killing the Psyshock. That would have killed the Alflora J, which was super unlucky. I switch out because I knew he was going to go for a Wish. It was really obvious. He didn't really have a lot of switch-ins other than Slowbo, as I could see. I go for an Iron Head to be safe because I didn't want that Lando to get healed up. And then I also had Volt Switch, therefore I could easily get a Volt Switch off. And go into, I think I go to Mesprit here to tank it. Yeah, see, I realized that does 50%, which is amazing. I'm going to Thunders. He predicts me on an Ice Beam, but there was nothing I really could do. I knew an Ice Beam was coming, but there's nothing really I could do. He has me on a decent predict. I hit off a T-Bolt here because if he goes to Asni, he already showed that he's not Scarf. I could just HP Ice, and yeah. Here goes Zip Zap Lizard. The one thing I hate about Heliolisk against my team, that it was 109 base speed, and I had Infernape and Cobalion, which were base 108 speeds. So it really hindered the usage of which Pokemon I could use, like, because he always Heliolisk would outspeed me, and that's what I hate. Even though they were super effective, but that's why I hit this like the most. I'm gonna move this a little bit faster. So he ends up kicking Psyshock. I end up getting some KOs here. See, yet again, it's still, Psyshock would be still in a 2-hit ratio, and I would have took less damage to Moonblast, therefore I could probably take a little bit more, but he HPS me anyway, so it really didn't matter. But that's in that situation where it could have helped me a lot. He goes to Broshin, I hit off a Vacuum Wave as a prediction, and I click Grass Knot here, picking up the kill on Brosidon, and then I Vacuum Wave to, I think, win. I think, he clicked Thunderbolt because he was Specs. He was Specs into it, so then I realized he didn't click Hyper Voice, and then I went that and killed. So that was the first game to me. It was a good battle. We'll close this. Let's go into the second battle, if it loads. Game 2. So now it's on my side. So he swapped up, what do you switch up? Ryan, what the heck are you thinking? Wait. What other Pokemon did he have? Oh yeah, he swapped Florges for Dragonite, pardon me. And I stayed with the same team. It worked, so why would I switch it up? So this time I think I changed it out. This time he got me on a couple good predicts here. Leaf Blade does not 50%, which is insane. Like I said, nothing. I ate up a Swords Dance. He goes for a Trick Room, which is like insane. I end up killing the Roside in here. So Trick Room, why I bought Trick Room is because my team is super fast. I have 108 right here, 108, 110, 108, 101, 80, and like 95. Here I want to try to go predict him. I end up doing it. Then I thought he was gonna. I should have went back into Cobalion, but I was scared he was gonna Earthquake, and yeah. So then I just go back to Cobalion, and then he goes in the Thunderstarian, Landostarian. Apologies, I hit off a close combat because I didn't. Nothing on C1 take close combat since Slobo Mega was down. I hit off an HP Ice, and that kills. Because I knew he was Trick Room, so I didn't know. I knew he wasn't max speed. I go to Eaton. I predict a Drill Run. I hit off a Energy Ball, which actually it still would have 2-shot Broshin, but I guess like it will. And like I get predicted. Here I hit off an Ice Beam, knockoff. I would have taken a lot less. I would have took 30% instead of 43%. But yeah, I guess everyone goes to Raiden. was the Knight of the Blue Ocean. He predicts me on a Thunderbolt. I hit him with a Sludge Wave. He lives, and I think Ice Beam. Oh no, he knocks off for some reason. I think he was trying to predict, and then I killed Knight of the Blue Ocean, which like yet again like it did 35%. E-Speed picks up the KO. I knew that was banded E-Speed. For some reason, I go back into Eaton. I should have went to Cobalion. Picks up the Ice Beam KO. I recover. He breaks, predicts me into Cobalion. Ice Beam again. He knockoffs. Ice Beam again. I should have stalled him out of right here, but he got the max roll. And Goku comes out. I set up Stealth Rocks. I set up Stealth Rocks here because he had multi-scale on Dragonite, and I think I had HP Ice on Cobalion, so I really thought that would kill. I should have ran close combat on Infernape. That would have helped me out a ton here. But I Iron Head. I dropped my HP just enough in the fact that he can live and Earthquake will KO. I should have went for an Iron Head and went for the flinch. It was a misplay on me, but yes. He ended up picking up game 1. It was really, really close. It could have been anyway. I didn't really think I could make a better play, but in game 3, I knew I changed it up. I ran Stone Edge on Cobalion this time because I knew I didn't want to be in the same situation. But he ended up not bringing Dragonite. But yeah, it was a good bring for him because he knew that I was going to change something up so that Dragonite wouldn't sweep me. But, yes. Oh yeah, this is like the throw game. This revealed that he was wearing Stealth Rocks. He bought different Landos every single time. I was predicting into Broshin. Here. Sets up a wish. He can live those. Toxic, yeah. Like, so this game was really Lewis. Like, I showed 11s of Lewis. He really had this game in the bag. Like, he got me on so many predicts, and I ended up throwing ever since I lost like one Pokemon. I think it was turn 11. I lost a Pokemon, and I was like, this is over because like I lost my check. But somehow I brought it back. Yeah. So instead of switching, I just like let things die. Like I just spammed Psyshock. I didn't really do anything that could have been insane. He just goes back on the floor just here, and I make an obvious play. Yeah. Going Cobalion. This revealed like Rocky Helmet. HP Ice, which was another obvious play. I think I go to Eat Brian, my Leafeon. He misses the Drillon. He goes to Lando. I set up an SD. I set up another SD because I knew U-turn wouldn't kill me at all. Nothing on his team wanted to take this except Slowbro, which was so annoying because if I ran max attack, this would have KO'd 110%. Then he KOs me with Ice Beam. And then right here it was just like, oh, it's so over. I have nothing to kill this stupid Sea-King, and this Asni is just gonna come in and sit in my face and wall against me like the whole time. It was really, really annoying. Yeah. At this point, I was really getting frustrated. I was just like, there's nothing I could do. This game's lost. I'm gonna get 6-0'd for once. But yeah, my best goal was to take as much damage as I can off of Asni and just start heavily. And he lives. He lives a freaking Volt Switch. Going to Cobalion. Takes a hit smash, does 6%, which is sick. He lives. I end up killing Asni, which is insane. But like I was like, I have to push this thing. It's not Scarf. I need to do as much damage as I can, and that was the game changer right here. Right when I got damage, he should have went into Lando. Lando, slow Sea-King. He could have went to anyone and tried to get some more chip against Cobalion. But right when I chipped his Sea-King, I had a chance because he swapped out. Blah 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 blah. I set up Stealth Rocks here only because if he was Sash, Sash, Sash Tyranium, and he ends up getting a freeze here, which didn't matter. I melted it with Flare Blitz, which could have hindered me a little bit. end up living one more, and so damaging that Sea King mattered to me because I knew Grass Knot couldn't kill Sea King from 80%. So my whole plan was I had Sludge Wave, Thunderbolt, HP Ice, Grass Knot on my Life Orb, Thunderous Therian. And it can destroy everyone over here except Sea King. He could have one-shot me with Ice Beam. And I knew he wasn't Scarf on Landorus. And I felt he was Scarf on Tyrantrum, but he ended up like he wasn't. I ended up going down to my own Life Orb here. It looked like it was over. I take 25% jams to rocks. No one saw this coming. I pick up a Sludge Wave KO. And I have 31%, the perfect amount just to kill all these. HPS ends up killing the Fuel. It has crappy special defense. And then right here, so this is what mattered the most. If this Sea King was at full HP, max Grass Knot would do was 40% to AV Sea King. And then I come back knowing he's not Scarf Lando and HP Icing to pick up the 2% victory on my Thunderous Therian to picking up Game 2, which was 2-1, which is amazing. Going on to Game 4. Just surviving that made me feel a little bit better. This is where I bought offensive Leafeon with max speed and max attack. And let's play it. So right, as you can see, it's a full-blown Latios. Me feeling a little bit rejuvenative, just making some predicts, getting that justified boost, which could really help me. Going back into no slow, picking up a nice close combat crit, which could help me a lot. Switching it because I became physical Cobalion. He sets up a Trick Room, goes in the Lando. MG Bald. I go to Cobalion to predict the U-turn. He goes to Tyrantrum here. So this is where, I remember when I made that Tyrantrum mess with play, this time I thought he was going to over-predict, but he ended up not. And then I go to Spirit Tea, forgetting that he is Crunch, and I go down 2 Pokemon already on turn 8, which was a horrible play for me. And then I go for a close combat, picking up a KO on the Fuel, sorry. So right away, as I could see, as I analyzed, him running Trick Room means not Scarf Lando, not Scarf Tyrantrum, and that all of his Pokemon are slow because he's not bringing Heliolisk. So it could be Scarf Dragonite or Banded Dragonite with E-Speed, which was more predictable. I set up another Stealth Ox here, letting my Infernape go down just to get more chip on that Dragonite could help me out a lot. I get a free Swords Dance up here. Leafeon comes in and just eats everything. This was the perfect time to bring Leafeon because nothing on his team outsped me, especially this Lando. I end up picking up massive KOs with this thing. So Dragonite comes in. I had another Swords Dance, so I knew I could live. I really risked my luck here. He was banded. I hit off a knockoff. Getting off that Salt Vest. And then picking up another KO. Here, I made the switch because, oh wait, no I didn't. I lived the E-Speed. I Leaf Blade because I thought he was going to switch or something. Or I thought it would do more damage, but he double resist. Here, I made a misplay. I should have just let Leafeon die. But here, I end up, see, if I had Latias Mega, it wouldn't have went down to 1%. It would have done a lot of less damage because he had better defense stats, like base defense stats. And I'm just living on 1 HP, which causing me to pick up the dub this game because I don't think Thunderous Therian could live. Here I just recover spam. I could have took a knockoff less, and eventually I do get crit. I go to Leafeon and I do the same thing because I knew that this Crafty was uninvested. I get a free Synthesis up. I got 2. He had Smashes, B misses. It didn't really matter. I set up a Swords Dance, Head Smash, and this is game. Set match. Game 4 goes to Master_Saber, and let's get into that one. That was the quickest battle probably that we had. Turn 25. I'm not too sure. So this is where the game we realized I didn't have Latias or Latios or whatever. Right here, as you can see the text on the side. Yeah, I didn't have it. So we realized that I had Latios the whole time. Blah 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 blah. Anyways, he brings a Golbat this time instead of Tyrantrum, which I wanted the whole series. I wanted him to bring Golbat because it was just so easy for Mesprit, Thunderstarian, and Latias/Latios to come in and just like hit things. He did bring this thing impaired in because I did bring a lot of Stealth Rocks, because it affected Dragonite, obviously. So he didn't really want that to happen. He's just switching in between, getting some free U-turn switches. He ends up going a Toxic. I missed with that. I thought I was going to go for a U-turn. Set up for free Stealth Rocks. He goes for a U-turn. I get at least 25% off on that Golbat. This is where I knew he was Scarflando 100%, because why would he bring that in? Goes for a U-turn, ends up picking a kill on my Spirit E. Knight of the Broshin comes in. Leafeon comes in. Golbat comes in. This is also why, because it sort of walled out my Leafeon. This is what I wanted, because I knew he was going to defog here, and then I got a free knockoff, and almost killing Eviolite Golbat, and he healing off a Roost. Again, another Swords Dance up. I think he brought Haze. Oh no. I guess not, he didn't. So I get knockoff, killing off Golbat, getting a +3 off with Leafeon, which is amazing. He goes in this thing, I knew he was going to U-turn out. Oh, he was going to U-turn out, it was so obvious. I go to Cobalion and not get this thing chip. He goes to Dragonite, and this is where it goes all downhill. I try to go for an Iron Head flinch, but he hits up a D-Dance, and this is where it goes all down from hill. I had nothing to take a Dragon Dance from, I had nothing to take this thing on with. It was horrific. I didn't think that Raiden could kill, and I should have went to that thing a while ago and saved my whole team. But yeah. Here I go to Leafeon. I knew this game was over. Goes to Asni. And then this is my biggest defeat in SCL, actually. I have never lost like more than 4 other than against Pit and I shot 11. This is my biggest defeat in playoffs, I guess. But yeah, I lost 4-0. That was good on him. He brought it back. So this is the final match. I guess spoilers, I did end up winning. But yeah. So let's let this play game 6. I brought up the same team. I left because I stayed in and I clicked recovery because I knew a U-turn was coming 100%. So I just got the HP back. I'm gonna brought the Calm on this time, but he ended up predicting me because I didn't see Dragon Tail the whole time on this thing. I ended up getting my rocks up. I switched back out. I was Sash Infernape this time, due to the sweeping Sash Infernape with HPS due to the sweeping Dragonite. I go back to the Cobalion to predict a switch into Scrafty. I was playing a little bit better here. I go for a close combat here. This Golbat couldn't touch Cobalion at all, so I bought Stone Edge for Dragonite, but it ended up working in my favor because all I needed to do was set up Stealth Rocks. Then the Golbat died, so that was my main focus. Earthquake, I lived those 100% because I knew he was Scarf. He brings in Poseidon. I set up a Swords Dance here, and then I realized that Shell Armor kicks in, so I'm going for the high crit Leaf Blade, seeing if it would kill, but it's not enough, and he ends up picking up a KO here. Here, I was like, I have to go in Infernape. I have to set up my free Stealth Rocks here, because I was Sash, and I knew if I set up Stealth Rocks, that's dead Golbat, loses Multiscale, can't get them down, and I just chip away a little bit at his team. I run Sash here. And then I still get up picking up the free KO on Slowbro no matter what happens. Here Landostarian comes in. I wasn't running Vacuum Wave, and I didn't really need a 1 HP because he had E-Speed. This thing comes back in. I really had nothing for it. I Energy Ball first turn. He knocks off me, and then I was like, screw it. I knew that Asni was coming in 100%, because he was another AV, And so I Dazzling Gleam because I knew I could take 2 more knockoffs, and the Dazzling Gleam definitely would have 2-shot. And here I just get the beautiful predict into Asni, dropping that thing down, which was a major factor on why I was winning this battle. And then I end up killing Asni, which is an insane thing, which I think that mattered. So here, he didn't think, I was talking to Lewis after, he didn't think I was running Ice Beam the whole match, but I brought Ice Beam against him, so he sets up a Dragon Dance because he knew he could live a D-Gleam, but I'm just clicking Ice Beam, and he loses his Dragon Knight, which would cost him the whole game because Golbat dies. He has to U-turn on this thing, getting another chip, going to Golbat, dying. Here, I thought he was going to U-turn again, but I guess the only option was to Earthquake, so I should have just went to Mesprit. But here, I set up my Agility, Thunderous Therian that I thought of bringing against my Scarf, and I ended up sweeping with this Focus Blast hit. The whole game rode on that hit, mostly, and then I ended up clicking HP Ice for the win of SCl Season 5. So yeah, that was the finals. That was my thoughts on it. That's what I was probably thinking. But yeah, it was a really good fight. I did make that really big misplay of bringing Latios over Latias. But hey, if we had a rematch, Lewis, I'd probably still beat you. Just kidding. But anyways, thank you guys all for watching. Hopefully this was good for you, the league that I'm submitting this to. So hopefully this is good enough for me to get in. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.